should you still buy the original big boy tablet, phonelet, or whatever you want to call it? We can have a look in this video. This is the Xperia Z Ultra, also known as the Togari, which is coming on to about, I think, a year and a half old. I think it was released in 2013. I've seen them for dirt cheap, like under 200 now. But we can have a look to see how it's aged against the modern flagships. And you know, straight off the bat, I'd say that this is still an amazingly premium device, which is, as you can see, very glass-like on the back. It does attract quite a lot of fingerprints, as you can see, which is a bit of a shame, but you are going to be polishing that off, obviously, and making it look its best. I'd say that next to the Nexus 6, it makes it look like a toy a little bit. You know, you thought the Nexus 6 was big, but this is the original daddy when it comes to you know, big Dom Jolly kind of phones. It doesn't look too far off from the Z3 compact tablet, and you know, as you can see, they both have the same type of build, although the Z3 compact tablet has a matte back, which obviously prevents the fingerprints. But you do obviously have the trade-off there in that it doesn't look quite as premium as the Ultra, which you know, it's really a nice trinket this is. And I think the only odd thing about it is the fact that they didn't put a flash on the camera, and the camera is also, I don't think it's the same as the Xperia Z1. Like, it's not the what do you call it, G lens, just an 8 megapixel snapper. So it's a bit weird how these was a bit stingy there, but other than that, you know, it feels amazingly solid even in 2015. And in terms of the actual display, you are getting a full HD panel, and that's at a nice pixel density of 344 ppi. And you're getting triluminous tech in there as well as your X-Reality display. And this was one of the first Sonys which had a decent display, because you remember there was a big dip in quality when it came to the Xperia Z1. The Xperia S had a very nice display, and then the Xperia Z had a pretty poor display. Z1 poor again, but then the Z1 compact and the Ultra signified a shift in terms of like an IPS technology, and it still looks excellent to this day, although it's probably not quite as high quality as you get on like the Z3 series of phones, but obviously it is much cheaper. And I think that outdoor viewing is quite legible as well, but you will have to bump up the brightness. In terms of the silicon, you're getting a Snapdragon 800 clocked at 2.2 GHz with an Adreno 330. And I have to say, I've not really noticed too much difference in terms of the performance when you compare it to the modern flagships such as the Z3 series. Everything opens up very nice and quickly, as you'd expect. I think the multitasking is probably not quite as good as the Z3 compact tablet. Now and again you do get some reloading, that's probably because of the 2 gig of RAM. But in general, you know, it's very fast and fluid. And your web browsing, look at the amount of content you can get on that. It's unparalleled, really. So very nice performance across the device, and Sony has actually kept it up to date as well when it comes to the software, pretty much. Not on Lollipop yet, but as you can see, 4.4.4, which is very nice. Usually they forget about their older phones, so I think it is upgradable to Lollipop, and I probably will look for a Lollipop ROM, see how it runs on it. Obviously having a big display results in a big gaming performance, giving you much more content on the screen, giving you a really awesome experience. And I have played a few games on the device at the highest setting, and it seems to be able to handle pretty much everything, like your modern powerhouses. He just disappeared. Still need some practice on this game, but as you can see, it's very immersive thanks to that display, and it does benefit as well from waterproofing due to the flaps which go across the sides. And the flaps seem to be quite well built as well compared to the Xperia Z2, which I noticed the flaps start to come out after a while, but as you can see, they're all pretty much in, and you get your micro SD expandability up to 64 gigs, which gives you a lot of flexibility in regards to your storage. Unfortunately the battery is fixed in, but you do get a 3050 mAh, so you shouldn't have any issues when it comes to the battery on this device. And obviously you get your Sony stamina mode as well to add to that. So it's a very flexible device in regards to what it's giving you, and I think the only real area which I would criticise is probably the camera. You would have thought it would have been a bit more kind of high end for this type of device. You are getting an 8 megapixel camera, which does 5 megapixel shots in 16:9 and 8 megapixel in 4:3. So for the highest megapixel count you're going to have to do the crop shots, but you do get the superior auto mode, which does make the best of it pretty much, as you can see, and you can take that off if you want and put manual on, and then that gives you a bit more in terms of the options such as HDR and your ISO control. It does also do full HD at 30 frames per second, but unfortunately there's no 4K or anything like that. In terms of the actual pictures, I'd say they're passable. They're not the best pictures that you'd find on a flagship device, so if you're looking for a phone which is primarily for your camera, then you might give this a miss. But as I said, it is passable, and you are going to get some decent shots in good lighting. And it's also worth mentioning that it has a 2 megapixel front facing camera, which does full HD at 30 frames per second, so very decent in terms of your selfies on this device. And yeah, I think that this is definitely still worth considering if you can get some good deals on it, and since it is an older device, you are going to get some good deals on it. The speakers on the bottom, which is another issue probably. So not bad at all really when you consider it. You know, I wasn't expecting much from the speaker, but it certainly does the job. But you might want to invest in some decent earphones if you are thinking about grabbing this device. And you know, if you are thinking about it, I would definitely encourage you, as long as you like bigger phones and can you know, got big trousers or a coat, you definitely get a awesome multimedia experience on the device. It does come with Sony's apps as well, you know, to enhance the experience, and they have been keeping them up to date, because I did notice quite a lot of updates for the apps come down. And it is also it's got a ROM, I think, available for lollipops, so you know, it is quite future proof when it comes to the specs. So yeah, you know, very impressed with this device in terms of how it's aged, and I definitely encourage it if it's been on your mind lately. But yeah, going to end the video now, so I hope you found it informative, and if you did, hit the subscribe button or like the video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.